Hi everyone, and welcome to your second class for our Pilates to do at home while we're all going through this change with COVID-19. So Cheryl again is our lovely model, so we have put together some exercises for you just to continue on from the class that we did previously. So all you need again is a mat or a towel to lie down on. I'd like you to just have your pillow beside you, and we're using a strap for the stretches at the end, but what you can do is just grab yourself like a big bath towel, and you can pop it around the base of your foot just to support your stretches at the end. And then we're going to be doing a little bit of work lying face down, so something like a hand towel, so that you're going to be able to place your forehead on that for a couple of the exercises. So when you're ready, just get all your equipment together and we'll get going. So first of all, as we did before, we're going to work on a little bit of breathing to start with. So Cheryl's going to pop one hand onto her chest, one hand onto her tummy, and we're going to just work that breath again. So you want to think about the breath coming down towards the pelvis and just trying to melt your shoulders, head and neck in towards the floor. So this hand on the belly is the one you just want to feel a nice rise coming into it, and then you're going to breathe out. So it's a nice count of 2 on your breath in and a count of 3 on your breath out. So we just want to try and get your diaphragm working a little bit more effectively. So thinking about a little bit of expansion into those ribs, but predominantly we want that breath coming down towards the belly. So we're just going to do this for a couple more breaths and just get you nice and kind of relaxed into that position to begin with. Cheryl's lying, she's got her pelvis and her shoulders in contact with the floor and her head. And because we're going to move into a bit of bridging, we haven't got the pillow there at the moment, but we'll pop that in soon. And then just having your knees bent up with the knees hip distance apart and the feet nice and light on the floor. So you're breathing in and out through the nose. Got a nice count of 2 on your breath in and a count of 3 on your breath out. And you're just letting everything melt towards the floor with that breath out. So you just want to kind of settle your system before we get going. And we just got 2 more breaths like that. Breathing out, lovely, and a nice breath in again, and then breathing out. So you can then rest your hands down by your side, and then we're going to think about your pelvis. So again, we just want to try and do a little bit of rocking motion with the pelvis. So we're going to widen our sit bones, and then we're going to gently tuck our tailbone under. So your chin should gently drop, and we're not trying to achieve the movement from the rib cage. Remember, we're trying to work from the sitting bones. So we've got that nice rocking motion, like you're creating an arch in your small of your back, and then you're tucking the tailbone under again. So it's a nice widening of the sit bones, tucking the tailbone under. Widening the sit bones, tucking the tailbone under, widening the sit bones, and then gently tuck the tailbone under. We've got 2 more. Let those sit bones widen, gently tuck the tailbone under, widen the sit bones, and then tucking the tailbone under. Then we're going to move on to a little bit of walking with those sit bones. So you're going to walk one sit bone down towards the heel on that side of the body, and then you're going to complete that on the other side. So it's like you're lengthening and shortening that pelvic bowl in the trunk. So you lengthen one side, then walk the sit bone to the other side. You might find that one side is stiffer than the other. That's kind of normal, unfortunately, but just getting that little bit of mobility. Lengthen one side, then the other, lengthen one side, then the other. And we're just a couple more repetitions of that, just working through that movement. One more, lengthen down, lengthen the other side, and then just coming back to the center. So now we're going to change the position of our feet because we want to do a little bit more opening of our hips. So you're going to walk your feet as wide as the mat. And then taking the right knee, you're going to drop the knee in towards the left ankle, keeping the left kneecap pointing towards the ceiling. And then you're going to alternate and drop the left knee in towards the right ankle and then coming back. And as you can see, Cheryl's hip is lifting up because If it's tight, you're going to feel that the front of the hip needs a little bit more length, and I want you to let the pelvis lift with that movement. And as you repeat it, you're going to start getting the kneecap a little bit closer to the inside of the opposite ankle, but ensure that the other knee doesn't move. You're not trying to drop both legs to one side. The standing kneecap stays facing towards the ceiling. So we're getting that nice drop through, and then that kneecap going to that ankle. Very nice. So Cheryl's getting a nice lift of that pelvis. It's just helping to open up the front of the hip, and just keep an eye on that standing knee, that it stays pointing towards the ceiling. Lovely. We've got one more on each side, dropping that knee to the inside of the ankle, coming back up, and then to the other side. So you're dropping that down and then coming back to the center. Lovely. Now we're going to bring the feet back into the center. You're going to walk your heels as close to your tailbone as you can, still with the knees hip distance apart. And now we're going to work into a little bit of bridging. So you're going to very gently tuck your tailbone under, and then you're going to float your hips up towards the ceiling, transferring the weight to your shoulder blades. And then you're just going to very gently roll down from the shoulder blades, bringing the back down to the floor, and then the pelvis is the last part to hit the floor. And we're going to do that again. Tuck the tailbone under. Hips come up, weight shifts towards the shoulder blades, and then you're just very gently going to start to roll down like you have a bit of sticky tape on your spine and you're trying to stick it back to the floor. And once more, tuck the tail under. Lifting up, press those hips up towards the ceiling, weight shifts to the shoulder blades, and then coming back down, vertebra by vertebra, just rolling back down to the floor. And again, tucking that tailbone under. Coming up, weight shifts to the shoulder blades, and then you're just gently rolling back down, bringing that body back to the floor. And one more here, you're going to tuck that tailbone under, pressing up towards the ceiling, weight shifts to those shoulder blades, and then rolling back down. Excellent. You want to keep those knees hip distance apart, which Cheryl has done really nicely throughout that. Now you're going to cross both arms across your chest. So we're going to take the hands away from the equation now, and we're going to do the exact same movement. So you're going to tuck your tailbone under. You're going to lift the pelvis up towards the ceiling, transfer to the shoulder blade. So this is a bit more unstable. And then you gently roll that spine back down to the floor, finishing with the pelvis on the ground. And again, tuck the tailbone under, pressing the hips up towards the ceiling, weight shifts to the shoulder blades, and then gently coming all the way back down, vertebra by vertebra, just bringing pelvis back to the floor as the final touch point. And again, tuck the tailbone under, press the pelvis up towards the ceiling, transfer the weight to the shoulder blades, and then very gently you're going to come all the way back down, vertebra by vertebra, and back to the floor. And last one, tuck the tailbone under, pressing those hips up towards the ceiling, weight shifts to the shoulder blades, and then nice and gently we're rolling back down towards the floor, and then finishing with the pelvis on the ground. Excellent. You're going to pop your hands down by your side, just take a nice breath all the way out, let your system relax, and you're going to pop your pillow underneath your head now that we've done the bridging. So it's just nicer to do the bridging without the pillow because your shoulder blades are better position for you to get a bit more height with your pelvis. So from here, we're going to do a little bit of tabletop position. So you're going to bring your legs up into that 90-degree position, and starting here, the shin bones are nice and parallel, the thigh bone is 90 degrees, and we're going to do a little bit of toe tapping. So you're going to bend at the knee, toe tap the foot down, coming back up, and then you're going to alternate to the other side. So toe tap, left leg down, back up, toe tap, right leg down, back up. Left leg, toe tap, right, toe tap, left, toe tap, right, toe tap. And take a little break when both legs are elevated up, and you just bring the other leg down. So your rest point is here at the top, toe tap down, back up, 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 and last one, toe tap down and back up. Maintaining your legs in that tabletop position now, we're going to work into a little bit of leg extension. So right leg's going to stay exactly where it is. The left leg, you're going to extend it out so that the leg is at about 45-degree angle. So you're not lowering it down any further, and then you're just going to bend it back in. And then you're going to alternate and come back in. So it's just lengthening as if you're pointing the toes towards the wall corner opposite you, so like where the ceiling and the wall meet, and it's just going to give you a little bit of control here. So extend the leg, come back in, extend the leg, come back in, extend the leg, come back in, extend, 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 and we've got 2 left. Extend, back in, extend, back in, and then 1 leg at a time. You're just going to place the feet back on the floor. Again, take a nice breath out, sink your head into the pillow, sink your shoulders towards the floor, and you should feel that your lower abdominals have worked quite nicely there. So now we're going to add your arms in like we've done previously. So you're going to 1 leg at a time back up into that tabletop position. Yeah, that's lovely. And the other leg coming up, and you're going to extend both arms up towards the ceiling. So the palms are going to face each other, and they're just going to be shoulder width apart, and you're maintaining the legs here. So the legs aren't going to move in this position. You're going to extend both arms back towards the floor behind you, and then bring them back to the start point directly in front of your chest. Breathe out as you go back with the arms. Breathe in as you come forward. And you're trying to maintain length in the elbows, so don't let the elbows bend as you extend the arms back, but think nice long arms in that position. So extending back as you breathe out. Breathe in as you bring the arms forward. And again, extend the arms back, breathe out. Breathe in and bring the arms forward. And again, extend back, then bring the arms back to the start point, breathe out, extend back, breathe in, back to the start, and we've got 2 more. Breathe out, extending back towards the floor, breathe in as you come back, breathe out as you go back, breathe in to come back to the center. Then 1 leg at a time, we're going to bring the feet back to the floor and relax the arms back down. Perfect. We're now going to roll onto our sides. So I'm going to get Cheryl to face you guys first. So if you just come onto your side. So in this nice sideline position, she's going to have her head on the pillow, and you're going to have your heels directly in line with your tailbone. So the legs are probably, if this is 90 degrees, they're just about 20 degrees off that, maybe 70 to 80 degrees. But the key thing is that your heels are lined up with your tailbone here. Top hand is just going to monitor your hip. You're going to pop your hand there, and then just relaxing towards the floor. Your back is nice and straight, so you don't want to be rolling back from here for the exercise. And to start with, you're just going to gently press both heels together. You're not going to lift the leg to begin with. We're just going to press the heels for a count of 2, relax off, press the heels for a count of 2, and then relax off. And again, press the heels, 1, 2, relax off, press the heels, 1, 2, relax off. And again, press the heels and relax, press the heels and relax. And once more, press the heels and relax. And what that's doing is just firing up the buttock muscles or the glutes to try and get those activated to begin with. Then you're going to press your heels, and you're very gently going to lift your top leg up without letting your pelvis roll back, and then bring that knee back down. So your top hand is monitoring that that hip isn't moving. Press the heels, lift the top leg, and then back to the start point. Excellent. Press the heels, lifting up and coming back down. Press the heels, lifting up and coming back down. And again, press the heels, lifting up and back down. And again, press the heels, lift that top leg and coming back down. We have 2 more on this side. Press the heels, lifting the top leg and coming back down. And last one, press the heels, lift the top leg, and then coming back down. Perfect. Okay, we're going to just lift both heels up into the air so that they're floating. And again, you're going to press the heels here and lift the top leg. Excellent. Come back down. Press the heels, lift the top leg. Excellent. And back down. Press the heels, lift the top leg, and come back down. And again, press the heels, lift the top leg, and come back down. That's a nice burner one. Okay, so Cheryl's going to move on to the other side, and then you'll be able to just get a good view of her from that side and just see the alignment as well. So she's got her back nice and straight, going to line her heels up with the tailbone. She's got her top hand to monitor there, and we're going to again just start here. You're going to press the heels to begin with without lifting the knee. So just press in, activating, so don't lift to begin with. Press the heels together for a count of 2 and then relax. Press the heels and relax. Press the heels, 1, 2 and relax. Press the heels, 1, 2 and relax. Press the heels, 1, 2, relax. Press the heels, 1, 2, relax, and last one, press the heels and relax. Now you're going to press the heels together, and then you're going to lift that top knee up in the air and then coming back down. Press the heels and lift. Coming back down, press the heels, lift up and coming back down. Press the heels and lift. Don't let your spine roll. You're just trying to isolate into that glute. Press the heel and lift. Lower back down. Press the heel and lift. Coming back down. And you've got one more. Press that heel, lifting up and coming back down. And then just that little burner at the end, you're going to lift those heels up. Pressing the heels together, you're going to lift that knee up and then coming back down. Press the heel, lifting up, come back down. Press the heel, lift up and come back down. And last one, press the heel, lifting up and come back down. And then rest both heels back to the floor. Okay, we're now going to come on to our tummies. So you're going to just get rid of the pillow, and you just want your little towel just for your forehead in that position. So you're going to lie on your front, and you just have the forehead resting there, and you're going to have your hands just in a slight kind of diamond position above your head so that the arms are free, because we're going to add those into the exercise. So to start with, what we want to do is we want to just do a little bit of work with your legs. So relaxing here again, just get your breath up and running again, and you're going to think about just lifting the full leg on the left side. So you're going to lift the leg. It's not coming up any higher than your buttock, and then you're going to lower it back down, and then we're going to alternate, and you're going to lift the right leg and then coming back down. So you lift and hold for 1, 2, coming back down, lift and hold for 1, 2 and come back down. And again, alternate, lift and hold for 2 and come back down, and then on the right, lift and hold for 1, 2 and back down. Make sure the leg is nice and long. Lift and hold for 2 so that knee is really straight and come back down. Lift the right and coming back down. Lifting again, hold and come back down. Lift again on the right, hold and back down, and last one on each leg. Lift the left leg, nice long leg, and come back down, and then once more on that right side, lift and lower back down. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to work your arms. So think about your shoulder blade along your rib cage, and you want to draw the shoulder blade down towards the middle of your back to engage that shoulder blade. And then you're just very gently going to float your hand and elbow just a couple of inches off the ground, and then come back to the start point. So you get the shoulder blade involved first, and then float the elbow, float the hand, and you just hovering that there for a count of 2 and come back down. And then again, engage, float the arm, come back down. And we've got 2 more on that side. So we're just doing it on one side to begin with, just to get your brain working with that shoulder blade. Coming back down, engage the shoulder blade, float the elbow and hand, and then coming back to the start. Going to go for the other side now. So you engage that shoulder blade, float the elbow and the hand, and come back down. And engage the shoulder blade, float the elbow and the hand, come back down. Shoulder blade, draw it back and down. Floating the hand and the elbow off, come back down. We've got 2 more. Engage the shoulder blade, float the hand and the elbow, come back down. And last one, shoulder blade in a good position, float the hand and elbow, and then coming back down. Perfect. So now we're going to work a bit of a combination here. So you're going to lift your right leg and your left arm. So you draw the shoulder blade of the left arm. You're going to lift your right leg while you float your elbow and hand of the left arm, and then come back to the start point. And then we're going to alternate. So you shoulder blade on the right engages, lift the left leg, lift the left or the right arm, and come back down. And then we've got right leg, left arm. You're going to engage both of those and lift. Together, lovely, come back down, left leg, right arm, lift together. Perfect. So we're just combining those 2 exercises together. Relax down, right leg, left arm, float both off the ground and come back down. And then left leg, right arm, float off together. Lovely. We've got 1 on each side left. So right leg, left arm, float and lift. And come back down, and then left leg, right arm, float and lift, and come back to the start point. Perfect. Okay, from here, we're going to move into 4-point kneeling. So you're going to bring your hands in underneath your shoulder blades, or under your shoulder joint, and you're going to press back up onto your knees. And then we're going to position ourselves so that your hands and knees are underneath the hips and the shoulders. So you want this part to be nice and flat here. You don't want your elbows to lock out, and you want your neck to be nice and long here. So I'm going to do a lot of talking with this because I know you're looking towards the floor rather than towards the video. So you're just going to have to listen to my voice. And in this position, we're going to work your legs again. So the key thing here is you want the weight back towards your knees, and you want to think about being long through your torso. More like that, that's it, but keep your nose pointing towards the floor. And you're gently going to lift your right leg back behind you. So you're going to lift the right leg back, keeping your pelvis nice and flat and pointing your toe down towards the ground, and the knee on the right leg is nice and long. And then you're just going to bring that back in underneath you. And we're going to alternate to the other side. So you're going to lift the leg, lengthen it, think that knee is nice and long, toe points towards the floor and keeping the pelvis nice and level, and then bring that leg back underneath you. And again, we're going to grow that leg long, keeping the back nice and flat, keeping your gaze down towards the floor, and bring that leg back underneath you. And then opposite leg, lifting back, keeping this nice level pelvis here. Leg is long, toe towards the floor, and then lifting that leg back underneath you. We've got 1 more on each leg. Lengthen the leg behind you. So you're lifting and growing that long, keeping your gaze towards the floor, not locking your elbows out, and bring that leg back to the floor. And then we've got 1 more, lifting that leg back. Think nice and long, think nice and level with that pelvis, holding that leg there, and then bring that leg underneath you. Perfect. So we're going to forget about the legs for a moment, and we're going to work your hands. So same as when we were on our tummies, you're going to draw your shoulder blade in on the right shoulder, and you're just going to float that hand off the ground. So you're going to lift and come back down, and then you're going to alternate to the other side. Cheryl's having a bit of problem with her left and right at the moment. Lifting that, that's all right. They're used to me in class getting left and right wrong. engage and just float, and then come back down. And then on the other side, so you're going to lift the arm, come back to the start, lift and come back to the start. Brilliant. So you just want to think about that shoulder blade. Think about drawing the shoulder blade in towards your spine to give a bit of stability. Lift that right arm with the shoulder blade drawn in. Lovely. Bring that hand back down, and then on the other side. Excellent. We've got one more on each arm. Shoulder blade engaged and lift, come back down. Shoulder blade engaged and lift and come back down. Now, this is where we have to get your coordination working. So we're going to work in a opposite hand with opposite leg. So Cheryl's going to lengthen this leg behind while she grows the opposite arm forward. So right leg is going to lengthen behind, lifting this arm forward. And we're just getting this nice control through there. Hold it, breathe, don't forget to breathe, and bring both the elbow and the hand and the leg back to the start point. And we're going to alternate. So think, grow the leg long, grow the arm long, and make sure you keep your chin pointing towards the floor. Think nice length through your body there, and come back to the floor. And we're going to go back to the right leg and the left arm. So you grow them long, best Superman impression. And you might be different side to side. So we might be a bit more stable one side more than the other. Bring the knee and the hand back to the floor. And left leg, right arm, lengthen through. Don't forget to breathe. Keep that chin facing towards the floor. And coming back to the start. And we've got one more on each side. So grow your right leg long, left arm lengthens, chin drops. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. So you want a bit of length going down through your spine. Bring those back to the floor. And last time, left leg, right arm, and working through here. So this is Cheryl's favorite side. This looks much nicer. But we're going to be different side to side. So just, this is a good thing to challenge on. One more breath in, and then bring both of those back to the start point. Perfect. Then in this position, we're going to go into our rotations. So you're going to take your right hand and you're going to thread that arm underneath your left shoulder. Bring your head to the floor, helping to open up this rib cage on that side. And then you're going to slide that arm all the way back and then start to rotate up towards the ceiling to get that lovely rotation through your thoracic spine. Just going to go again underneath. So it's called thread the needle. You're just going to thread that needle underneath the left arm. Head comes to the floor, and then you're going to thread that needle all the way back out and then reach it up towards the ceiling on the right side. And again, coming through, thread the needle underneath, head comes to the floor, helping to open up that shoulder blade on the right, and then bring that arm all the way through up towards the ceiling and rotate in the opposite direction. We've got two more. I'm going to come underneath, rolling all the way through, excellent, and then you're coming all the way back up, reaching that arm towards the ceiling, and then last one, thread that needle underneath, getting the head towards the floor, as close to the floor as you can, and then coming all the way back out and opening up. Great. And then we're going to go to the other side. So right hand is in contact with the floor, left hand you're going to slide it in underneath, and you're going to let yourself rotate through, head comes towards the floor, reaching that arm as far as you can underneath you, and then coming all the way back around, reaching that arm up to the ceiling, and then threading that needle through again. So you're going to come all the way down, head towards the floor, and then you're going to start to thread that needle back, reaching that arm all the way up to the ceiling, and then coming down again, threading through, shoulder and head come towards the floor, and then coming all the way up and rotating through and looking up. Excellent. And last one, you're going to come all the way underneath, working your way through, and then coming all the way back up and reach that left arm towards the ceiling to rotate back through. Perfect. Okay, you're going to pop that hand down and you're going to come onto your back, and we're going to come into your final bit, which is some stretches. So I'll have you on your back. Now, as I said, we have a strap here to help with the stretches, but at home, just grab a bath towel and it's just going to be quite useful for you. So you're going to straighten out your left leg and your right leg is going to come up to 90 degrees. You're going to draw your toes up towards the ceiling. Now, if you don't have a towel nearby, all you're going to do is just lengthen that heel up and feel a stretch down the back of the leg here. But if you do have a towel nearby, I would suggest popping it around the foot, and you're just going to gently use your hands to hold on to that and lead with the heel. So the heel is leading up towards the ceiling to feel a bit of length through into that hamstring. And you're just going to breathe. Relax your shoulders, relax your head, and you're just getting a little bit of length in through there. So a couple of breaths, just feeling a bit of opening into the back of that thigh there. Good. This is the nice part of the class where you get to kind of relax, you think. So just 2 more breaths with your leg in that position. Lovely. And then you're just going to bend your knee in towards your chest. And you're just going to flick your heel across towards the opposite shoulder. So you're coming across to the left shoulder, and you're just going to pull that towel or strap a little bit closer towards you. And it's just going to come into your buttocks again in this position. So it's just a nice position. If you don't have a towel or a strap, you just pop your hand around the foot and just pull it across into that position. But the towel is going to be quite useful. Or if you have a bathrobe and you have like the actual drawstring from the bathrobe, you can use that as well. It's kind of a good tool to be able to get around your foot. So just have a check before you start the video. Lovely. And then we're going to change legs. That leg is going to come down, and then we're going to just do exactly the same on the other side. So your thigh bone is at 90 degrees. Draw your toes towards your head and then think about extending up here. So make those toes come that way. That's it. Don't forget to breathe. And you're again feeling a nice stretch along the back of the hamstring. Breathing down towards the pelvis, relax the shoulders, relax the head, and just think, can I expand into my rib cage? Can I get that breath nice and wide into the ribs? And just use this to kind of just settle your system again after we've done the exercises. And just a couple more breaths here. Good. Lovely. Then you're going to bend that knee in towards your chest. You're going to bring the foot across, and with your right hand, you're just going to pull the strap across or the towel across towards you, just to get a bit more into the buttock here. And again, relax the shoulders. When we're holding a strap or a towel, we tend to grip the shoulders. So think about just being nice and relaxed through there. And it's just getting that little pull of the foot across towards the opposite shoulder. And just a couple more breaths there. Excellent. And look, you can spend a little bit longer time doing the stretches, but we'll just give you just a little bit of a teaser with those. And if you want to, you can just continue and just swap opposite sides again. Okay, so that's us done for today. Good luck. Any questions, you can give us a shout, but we'll look forward to hearing from you. Okay, bye.